So I'm going to log into my SQL developer. Also, if you guys noticed, I uploaded the chat in the same Google Drive along with the recording. I uploaded the chat, so take a look at that as well.
Yes, I saw the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so select star from HR.employees. Okay, I queried this table. Now I want to display only employee underscore ID, first underscore name, and phone underscore number. Okay. Now, let's pick an example from this. I want to pick up their employee underscore ID in 144, 145. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? So I queried employees table. I only want to display first name, employee ID, first underscore name, phone underscore number for employee ID 144 and 145. I want to capture the first three. I just want to capture the area code for these two phone numbers. I want to capture the area code. So I have a big string. I want part of the string. So how will I do it? Can someone tell me? We did this briefly, but I'm going to cover this in detail today.
Abdul, can you repeat the question, please?
So I have this string. Phone number is a string, right? Varchar or string. So I have a string. I want part of the string. Like I want the first three or the last four.
It's like a substring?
Yes. So you use substring. Substring of which column? I want substring of phone number. Okay. And then I said 1, 3. Okay. 1 means starting from the first character. 3 means starting from the first character, total of 3 characters. Is this clear to everyone? There was a lot of confusion last time.
Yes.
I'm going to execute this. So I don't want to see the name as like this, substring phone number 1, 3. I will just say has area underscore code, something like this. So the area code is 650,011. Now, can someone tell me what will happen if I put 2, 3 here? What will be my answer here?
It's going to be 501.
It will not be 501. Can someone else give me the answer?
50.
That will not also be the answer. Can someone else try?
50 and the dot.
Very good. It will be 50 and the dot. Starting from the second character, you have a total of 3 characters. So 1, 2, 3. Is that clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I put 3, 3, what will happen? Starting from the third character,
0,
I will get total of,
1.
yeah. And if I put 3, 1, starting from the third character, give me the first character. So
0.
third character, 0 and 1. Is this clear to everyone how substring works? So going back to our original original example, starting from the first character, give 3 characters. Starting from the first character, give 3 characters. Is this clear? Now, if I put, this is +1, right? So if I put +1, it will give me starting from the left side. If I put -1, if I put like this, starting from the right side, it will give me
4.
it will give me starting, if I put -1, it will give me this character. So it will give me 4 and 8. Sorry, I forgot. So it will give me 4 and 8 starting from the right side. It will give me one character. So if I want the last two characters, so I will say starting from the right side, second character from the right side. So if I put 1, it will start from here. If I put 2, it will start from here. If I put 3, it will start from here. If I put -1, it will start from here. -2 will start from here. -3 will start from here. Is that clear? So when you use substring, you have to put two numbers. Okay, when you put substring, you have to put two numbers. So 1,3 means starting from the first character, give total of 3 characters. But the second number is optional. You don't have to put this. So even this will work. So if you do not put anything, it will give you 1. It will not give you 1, 2. It will give everything. So over here, if I put 5, so it's starting from the 5th character, it will give everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting from the 5th character, it will give everything. Starting from the 5th character, it will give everything. But if you want to limit after the character, so you can say 5, 1, 5, 3. Starting from the 5th character, it will give you 3 characters. Is this clear to everyone? So this is optional. And if this is a positive number, it starts from the left side. If this is a negative number, it starts from the right side.
Abdul, I'm sorry, I missed that. What is optional, you said?
The second number is optional. This is optional. What will this give me? It will give me the first 3 characters, right? Starting from the first one. Now this one is optional. If I do not put this, it will give me everything after the first character. If I put 2 starting from the second value, it will give everything till the end. If I put 3
Okay, got it.
starting from the third character, it will give everything towards the end. If you want to limit from the third character, if you want to limit to 4 values, so you put 3, 4. Starting from the third character, it will give 4 characters. So this is optional. Okay, and this is positive. It will give you from the left side. If this is negative, it will give you from the right side. Okay, I don't want to discuss this anymore. So let me put this back. This is substring. Now I want to cover in-string. What does in-string do? I want to find out the position of this dot. So I can type in instr of which column? Phone underscore number. I want to find out the position of which character. I want to find out the position of dot and 1, 1. So this will give me the position of the first dot. What is the position of the first dot? 4, right? 4 and 4. If I execute this, so I will get the position of the first dot. So if I put this 1, 2, it will give me the position of the second dot. The position of the second dot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should be 7 and 8 here. 8 and 7. Yeah, sorry. 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you want to find out the position of the third dot from the left side, just put 1, 3. So there is no third dot here. So it will give you 0. There is a third dot here, right? So it will give you 12. So you guys should know the difference between substring and in-string. The same way, you put -1, 1 to start from the right side. positive value, just like substring, it will start from the left. You put minus 1 comma 1 means starting from the right side, it will give you the position of the first dot. So this is the position of the first dot from the right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The position of the first dot from the right side is this one, this dot. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is this clear? It is clear. Nobody will explain like this. Okay. Now I'm going to give an assignment. I want to find out the position between the first and the second dot. I want everyone to find out the characters between the first and the second dot. Can everybody go on mute? I want the answer to be this. I want the values between the first and the second dot. Find characters between first and second dot. You can do this. Find the characters between the first and the second dot. Okay, let me get rid of this. Please query this. Oh, sorry, I already have phone number once. Did everybody understand this question? Nothing to understand. It's very easy. Please execute this query. And I want the characters between the first and the second dot. Okay, I'll give 2 minutes. Please do it. Nobody could do it in the last 9 batches. So I want to see if somebody from this batch can do it.
In place of we will use of course substring, then within substring we'll use in string.
Write it. I don't want suggestions. I want the final query.
Okay, let me just get it.
I'll give you a hint. You cannot say 4 comma 3. It will work for this one. It will not work for this one. If you say 4 comma 2, it will work for this one and it will not work for this one. That's the hint. The second dot is not consistent. So now go ahead. It's 5:45. I'll give 2 minutes. I'll give you another hint. It has to do with all the topics I covered today. Guys, give me a minute. I'll come back. Okay, I have to make a phone call.
Yazabilen var, kömək eləyin.
Allah mən heç nə başa düşmədim. Vəbşə bu bugün nə danışır?
Mən başa düşdüm axı.
Onda başdan başda paylaş görək nədədir, nə danışdı.
Narahat olmayın mən. Mən bir həftədə heç nə başa düşmürəm.
Alı, kamerayı yandırdı Alı sən.
Biraz darıxın da mənim üçün.
Müəllim gələcək indi, bəs tez eləyin. Ramil yoxdur, girib orada kompüterin içinə. Ay, alınan deyil, çıx.
Böyrümdə dayıcı. Qazı vermişəm çözməyə çalışır. Məsələn,
Turab.
Turab da girişib deyəsən. Turab Allah razı olsun Turab.
Merhaba. Burada bu ortada 121'i görmek istəyir.
Lampadan Ələddin cinni çıxartmaq istəyir.
Yox, zarafatsız ortada şeyi görmək istəyir, Türkün məsəli. 121'i. Yəni sual elədir.
Hiç bana düşmüyor.
Yox, qaqa. Yox,
Turab,
Hə.
okey. O 121 və 44-ü görmək istəyir. Elə bir şey yazmalısan ki,
Hə.
fərqi yoxdur da bir nöqtə orada görsən nöqtədən sonra
Mən
44.
query yazdım ora. Bir dənə götür onu run elə. O ortada 121'i verir. Amma aşağıdakını da istəyir bu. O aşağıdakı bu dedi ki, birinci datdan ikinci datın ortasındakını istəmir.
Ha da o da bəzən birinci datın ortasından ikincinin ortasında 2 dənə rəqəm var, bəzən 3 dənə. Elə bir şey yazmalıyıq ki, həmişə eyni çıxsın, yəni düzgün çıxartsın.
Hə, həmişə düzgün çıxartsın. Mən elə biləm 121 istəyir.
No, 121 ilə 44 istəyir.
Hə, ikisində də hə, okey. Amma o şeylərin number'ın yeri fərqli gələndə başqa output verir axı. Onda elə şey ola bilməz axı.
Elədir, dedi ki 144-145-i qoy.
Okey, onda elə yazmaq lazımdır ki, həm də 44'ü versin.
Deyəsən Newton qanunundan istifadə etmək lazım.
Özləri də 9 ilə bəşdə heç kim yazmayıb da. Deməli, yəni biz də yazamayacağıq. 10-cu biri.
Bəşir, sən onu görə rahatsan, heç eləmirsən. Buraxıb şey olsun da eləyə deyir ya. Bəlkə elədim, try elə də. Bir dənə də hint ver deyə bizə nə dedi? Dedi 4 nəsə dedi. Rami. Məsələn, bir dənə ciddi qəbul eləsən.
Elə onu deyirəm də işlətməlidir.
Nə dedi?
Dedi ki, phone number 5 bir də 3 var. O səhifələri yazmalıdır.
Okay.
Onları yazsan onsuz da hamısında düz.
Okay, I want the answer. I want the answer.
Allah verəcəm axı.
Turab pasted something. I tried.
Nə?
It will not work, I can already tell. Because I said I want the characters between the first two dots. I don't want the dot. So if you put 5,3, it will work for this one. If you put 5,2, it will work for the second one, not for the first one.
Yeah,
See.
I missed that part.
Okay.
Somehow we have to minus the dot.
You're giving me half of the answer. Give me the complete answer. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I already gave more than enough time. So there is a problem with the second value, right? So if you put 4, if you put 3, so this is how you figure out what is wrong with the code. So this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. When you change this is a problem, right? This is a problem. So now the issue here is the second dot is not consistent. It is changing, right? You cannot hard code 4 or 5 or 3 or 2. So instead of 4, you will write an int string here. So let's calculate the position of the second dot. Can someone tell me how to calculate the position of the second dot from the left side? I just showed it maybe like 5 minutes ago.
6.
What should I type here?
7.
Let me ask the question again. How do I calculate the position of the second dot?
We're going to start counting from 0.
In string, phone
In
number.
string, in string,
Very good.
as phone number.
Okay.
This is gonna be
Comma dot, comma,
Very good.
quote
One.
dot.
One person, one person, one
One.
person. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Why are you counting? 1, 2, right? Start.
Yeah.
Give me the position of the second dot from the left side. So this will give me the
Okay,
position.
second dot, yes.
Okay. So this will give me the position of the second dot is 8 and 7. Now I will take this, and instead of this, I will paste it here. And now let's see. Okay. Now I will go here and type in. Somebody said you have to do a subtraction. And somebody said you have to use an int string within this. You guys were giving me half of the answers. If I execute this, actually minus 5. So this is the value between the two dots, the first and the second dot. Is this clear to everyone?
I did the same thing. I still have a 44 and dot.
No, then you're not doing the same thing.
Abdul, can you copy paste that to the message, please?
I already did.
Okay.
Okay. So substring will give you, so if you do not understand this right away, it's okay. You don't have to do it. But all you need to understand, right, it took me some time to understand this. So if you don't understand this in the what I showed in the last 5 minutes, it's okay. Don't worry about that. For now, just understand what substring does and what int string does.
I just have one question. In this case, for substring, you are using three basically positions. Like first is 5, second one you are calculating with int string, and third one again int string.
Forget about that. Just understand what substring does and then what int string does. Once you know that, then you can
Yeah,
substitute
positions, yeah.
string and substring. Don't look at this and say, what is this doing? Why is it so complicated? No. First, understand what substring does. This is like alphabet A, alphabet B. If you understand alphabets, you can understand the English language. So first understand what substring is doing, then what int string is doing. Then you can substitute this in this, this in this within this, and then yeah. So you can do that. So okay, let me give you another example here. Can somebody find out? Can somebody find out all the values after the second dot? The same. Let's see if somebody can do this. Why is Mustafa saying he did not receive link for the class? Do you have the answer? Okay, what's the answer?
Abdul, do you want to see that 2004?
My question is very, very simple. I want values between the second and I want values between, what was my question? I forgot. I want the data between, I want all the record, I want all the values after the second dot. All the values after the second dot. Okay, now you cannot take this long. Okay, my question here is find out all the values after the second dot. Okay, so I will type in select. First, I will type which table to query. Okay, I don't want all the columns. I want y underscore id first underscore.
Abdul, could you check the chat, please?
Oh, somebody sent something. Bashir? Okay. Query doesn't even work. Did you try this query?
So I typed it in like
No.
man. I did it in different computer.
This is wrong. I want where is okay, guys. Simple question. All values after second dot. This is the first dot. This is the second dot. I want all values after the second dot, which is 2004, and then 1344 dot 429268. This is the answer I want. So that is not correct. I want all the values after the second dot. All the values after the second dot. Okay. So this is, let me do it. I gave enough time. So I will type in sub. I have a big string. I want part of the string. So I immediately know I need to have substring. And which column? Phone underscore number. Starting from which character? I cannot put the starting value, right? Because the second dot keeps changing, right? I cannot put 5 or 6 or 7. It will not work. What happens if I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? What happens if I put 9? It will work for the one on the top. It will not work for the one on the bottom, right? What happens if I put 8? It will work for the bottom. It will not work for the top. So this 8 is a problem because the position of the second dot keeps changing. I cannot hard code 7 or 8 or 9. Instead, I will type it in string phone underscore number, and then I want to find out position of dot. Which position? The second position. So this will give me, okay, and then I will type in just +1 here. This is how you find out the position of all the values after the second dot. Please take a look at it. We'll take a 5 minutes break because somebody has to go for prayers. We'll take a 5 minutes break.
Abdul, can you go to the main screen? I was writing that query.
Çata bax çatdadır.
Anybody has questions? Everyone able to do this?
Abdul,
Yeah.
can you please tell me what's the number 1? When you put the instrument, I just confused about the string number 1 and 2. What does it mean is the first number 1?
Can you see my screen?
I see your screen.
I want to find out the position of this dot, position of this 0, or the position of this 5. If you want to find out position of a character, you have to use int string. Int string phone underscore number. This will find out the position of the first dot from the left side. +1 means on the left side. This one means the first dot. The position of the first dot is 4, right?
Right.
So can someone tell me what the confusion is? If I put -1,
I got it. Thank you very much.
if you put -1, it will still start from the right side. Okay. If you put -1, it will start from the right side. So it will calculate the position of the first dot from the right side. So this is the position of the first dot from the right side. And this is the 8th. Position of the first dot from the left side is 4. So this one and this one will do the same thing. 1, 2 and -1, 1 will give you the same answer. In this one, I'm finding the position of the second dot from the left side. Second dot from the left side is this one, And this is also the first dot from the right side, correct? Correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what instring does.
Abdul, how just one last time, can you please tell like how is gonna count from in the second scenario where it be -1?
Guys, what is so difficult? Okay. I want to find out the position of everybody. Go on mute, please. The next time somebody is not on mute, I'll take them out from the class. I want to find out the position of this dot. Okay, this dot is the first dot from the left side. If I want to find out the position of something in a big string, I will use instring, INSTR. Okay, then I will type in phone underscore number. Then I will type in which character I want to find out the position. I want to find out the position of dot. And I will say this is the first dot from the left side, right? So I will type in 1, 1. This will give me the position of the first dot from the left side. The position of the first dot from the left side is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me give you another example. Oh, okay. All phone numbers have the position of the first dot on the. Okay. Now I want to find out the position of the second dot. So I will type in 1, 2. Okay. The position of the second dot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Position of the second dot is 8. For some of them, the position of the second dot is 7. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, this is clear.
Okay. Now, I'm going to type in, I want to find, this will give me the position of the first dot from the left side. I want to find out the position of the second dot. So there are two ways to do it. I can either say -1. The moment I put -1, it will start from the right side. So this will give me the position of the second dot. Okay, from the right side, I'm calculating the position of the first dot, which is the second position, which is the second dot from the left side. So I can either type like this, or I can also type, if I want to calculate from the right side, I will put -1. If I want to calculate from the left side, I will type in 1, 2.
Right. Abdul, I have a comment. I think, well, in this case, we know that there are only 2 dots. But if you don't know, then it's better just to use from the first position and find from the left side, second dot.
No, there are some phone numbers which have more than 1 dot.
Yeah. So then we start from the left side always, I guess.
It's up to you. It's up to you. If I want to find out, it's up to you. You can either do it from the left or do it from the right. So if I calculate this one and this one will be the same, because I am calculating this from here. I'm calculating this from here. So this one I'm calculating from here, from the left side, because I have, sorry, it's the other way around. So if I have -1, I'll calculate from here. If I have +1, I'll calculate from here. Is that clear?
So is first dot always from left side? Because the answer is 8 in both cases.
Yeah, why will it not be 8?
Well, if you are starting from the right side, then it should be 5, isn't it?
Position of the
First dot.
Position of the first dot from the right side will be this one, right?
Right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Will you count from here? Or you'll always count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, because I was counting from the left side. So that's why
I'm also counting from the left side only. 1. This is left. This is right. Counting always happens from the left. But if you put 1, it will calculate positions from the left side. If you put -1, it will calculate position. Whether you calculate position from here or from here, counting is always from the left side.
Okay, yeah, that was the confusion. Like, if you put 1 or -1, in either case, the counting will be from the left side.
I already showed substring in the second class. You guys were supposed to go back and practice this. Okay, I showed substring and instring in the second class. Okay, is this clear? Substring and instring. Now, do you see this is not different? This is different, right? Over here, position of the first dot from the left side, position of the second dot from the left side, and position of the first dot from the right side, same. But starting from here, position of the second dot from the left, and position of the second dot, position of the second dot from the left, and position of the first dot from the right is different, right? So how will you find out all the phone numbers where the position of the second dot from the left and position of the first dot from the right is not the same? Position of the second dot from left. This is the second dot, which is, what is it? It's 8, right? Position of second dot from the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Position of the first dot from right. So this is the position of the first dot from right, and it is still the 8th character. Does everyone agree with this?
So basically, we're going to count position from the left all the time.
Always.
Okay.
That's what I've been saying for the last 30 minutes. Counting is always from the left. So position of the second dot from the left is 8. Position of the first dot from the right is also 8. Right? There are some phone numbers where the position of the second dot from left is this one, and position of the first dot from the right is this one, where it's not equals. See, all of them were equal, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. But suddenly it changed. So I want to find out all the employees whose phone number have second position from the left and first dot from the right not the same. So all you have to do is where in string not equals. This will give you all of these, which is not equals. If you execute this, so you will get all the phone numbers where the position of the second dot from the left is not equals to the position of the first dot from the right. See, this one and this one are not same. So if you want to find out all of them which are equal, so you execute this. So position of the second dot from the left and position of the first dot from the right is the same. Okay, let's move on. So okay, now let's look at employee underscore ID and then salary. Okay, let's look at employee. Oh, before that, I want to show you something. Okay, before that, I want to show you something here. Suppose you create a table and you insert some records into that table. Okay, and somebody else in the class is feeling lazy. He or she doesn't want to create the table and insert data into this table. So how can you help that person? That person doesn't have to write a create statement and insert statement. So what you can do is you can double click on this employees table and go to the SQL tab. You click on the SQL tab. It's generating. Okay. So this is where you see the create table all the way till department ID. Okay, ignore all of this. Ignore all the constraints. I'm going to cover constraints on Saturday. It's a very important topic. So this is employees table has 11 columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this will be your create table. So you can open a notepad and you can give this create table to someone. They'll say, okay, very good. I'll execute this create table. Can you also give me the insert statements? So it's very simple. Okay. Right click, click on export, and the format you will see is insert. You don't mess with that. And just type in hr.employees here. Okay. Include commit after, you can change this after every 10 row. Okay. And then just say save as clipboard. Okay. Next, finish. And then just come here and paste it. See, you have all your insert statements for all the 107 rows. So insert into this is a shortcut. So you can copy the create table and insert statement, put it in a notepad and send it to that person. So he and she can execute it in their database. Is that clear
This
to
can be
everyone?
another way of taking and implementing the backup also.
No, if I want to take a backup of employees table, all I have to do is, yeah, this is another way. You can create a backup table and insert, but why do you want to make it so difficult? All you can do is create table hr.employees underscore bkp underscore 6 underscore 4 underscore 2020 as select star from hr.employees. This will take a backup. See, table got created. If I come here and right click and refresh, I will see the backup table. So why do you want to execute? So you're saying do it like this. You can do it that way also. So your way of doing it, you're saying is underscore bkp underscore 6 underscore 5. You're saying do it like this, create this table, and then go back, copy the insert statements and change this employees to employees underscore. It's too much work, right? A simple create table as, okay?
Abdul,
Yeah.
if we have, let's say, like more than 25.
Are you logged in from your phone and computer? You have to mute one.
Okay, so if we have, let's say, more than 25 columns, so we have to put like insert the data, right, in the table. So do we have to insert each data one by one to the like a table, or is there any like a, let's say, any formula that like we have to put like all data set like at the one time?
Let's take this example. Okay, let's take this example. I want to insert a record into this table. Okay, I want to insert a record into this table. I want to insert a record into this table. Don't insert record into the main tables which comes with Oracle HR schema. Create a backup and play around with that. If I want to insert a record into this table, you know how difficult it's going to be? Insert into table values, and then I will have to type in 222. Then I will have to type in first name, last name, email, all of that, right? Instead of that, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to say export, and sorry, let me copy this. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to say export. I'll change the table name here. I will say insert, and I will say, oh, actually, let me make it easier. I'll make it even easier. Where employee underscore ID equals, just pick 100. Okay, execute this, right click, export, insert statement, and I want this table, and I will say save to clipboard, next, finish. I will come down here, I'll paste it, get rid of this. So I will type in it. Let me see which employee number is not there. I think, yeah, I'll put 222. I will say Crowder. I will say,
Yeah, so that's what I was asking you. Like, we have to change each one by ourselves, right? Like one by one.
yeah, this is a brand new employee which came in, right? How would database know which employee you hired? You will have to write at least this much work you have to do. Okay. So just execute this. So it says one row inserted. And it will come at the end, because why is this record at the top? Because it was inserted first. 198 employee ID was inserted before employee ID 110. That's why the data is in this format. Okay. So this was very easy, right? Right click, export, copy to clipboard, and paste it here, and then make the changes. Is that clear? How to get the, so this is called as the DDL. This is called as a DML. So if somebody says I want to create a table and insert all the records, but I don't have the patience to write it, so you can just copy the create table and copy all the insert statements and send it as an email, paste it in an email and send it. That's a shortcut. Okay, there's another shortcut. If you want to sort the data in descending order of salary, you don't have to type in select star from employees order by salary. You can just double click on this. See, it will sort in this. These are all shortcuts. This will sort in ascending order. And if you want descending order, just double click on the salary column. It will display in descending order. I don't like to use these shortcuts. It will make you lazy because you will forget all the select order by. Now I can move around the columns and rearrange it also. Okay, there's a reason I didn't show all of this before. Okay, it will not.
So
it will not rearrange it in the main table. If you query the main table again, it will.
Okay, so it's just for view, right? Like,
it's just the view. Okay.
But Abdul, so if we change the view, can we take, let's say, we change the place of the columns, and can we take the, let's say, screenshot or any, let's say, I mean, if we take like a copy of that one and send our customer, or we have to create the new table?
No. Okay. So if somebody wants this data, okay, all you can do is right click, export. Now I don't want insert statements. Okay, just go down here and say save it in CSV format. Okay, no left enclosures, no right enclosures, header, and says single file, and save it on your desktop and say employees. So you can export it in an, they can play around, they can do whatever they want. Okay, you can save it, next, finish. Okay, on your desktop, you will have this employees data. You can double click on it. Yeah, they can do whatever they want with this. They want to move this column around, they want to move this column around, or they want to filter out data. They can use all these filters, or they can sort. You can sort on ascending or descending order of salary. You can filter out data. So I want to find out all employees belonging to department ID 60. You can just do this. Instead of them writing queries, you can export this in an Excel or CSV, attach it to an email and send it over to them. Okay. This is very common. A lot of times they'll ask, can you export this data and send it over to me? See, nulls will get displayed as a space empty value. Commission percentage is null for all these employees. Okay, if I want to find out all employees whose commission percentage is null, so blank. Okay, these are all the employees whose commission percentage is null. So this is how you export data. These are all shortcuts. Okay, these are all shortcuts which are very useful. These are all shortcuts which are very useful. Any questions? How to get the
Kadir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So let's say we have a backup table, employees backup 6/4/2020, right? We want to add, let's say, bonus column to the employees table. So we need to delete, drop the employees main table and then create again with the bonus column.
Yeah, that's what we did yesterday, right?
Yes, we did. Can you just do it, please? I just want to see when you when you drop the employees table. That's the let's say it's a child table, right? You cannot delete the. There is a relationship between child and parent tables, so sometimes it gives an error. Could you just drop the employees table?
Right now, I showed. Can you go on mute? Okay. Yesterday, I showed you how to drop a table and add a new column and insert the data back into the table when two tables do not have a relationship between them. Okay, the foreign key, primary key relationship I will show on Saturday. Okay, I did not cover constraints. I think I just said 15-20 minutes ago. I will cover constraints on Saturday because it's an important topic. I want 3 hours for that. I cannot cover it today. So ask me this question on Saturday. If I don't remember, please ask me. But to answer your question quickly, when you're inserting data, you always have to insert data into master table first and then the child table. When you're deleting data, you always have to delete data from the child table and then from the master table. Now, if you want to drop the master table and recreate it, you have to disable the foreign key, primary key relationship between them. Only then you can drop and recreate and then enable the foreign key, primary key relationship after the new table is created. Does that answer your question?
But this is how we do it in the real time?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Try it out, disable the constraints. How do you disable constraints? You use alter statement. Okay?
Yeah, alter statement, yes. Disable the constraint. Yeah.
When you disable the constraint, those two tables do not have any relationship between them, right? Then it becomes like yesterday's example. You drop the table.
Yes, you can do that, yes.
Yeah, then you can drop, recreate, import the data. Then after you do that, you can enable the foreign key, primary key relationship between the two tables. Okay. If I explain now, then everybody will ask, what is a primary key? What is a foreign key? What is a unique constraint? What is a default constraint? What is a check constraint? So that's not null constraint. So I want to hold off that important topic for Saturday. Okay.
Okay. If you're gonna cover that, no problem.
Yeah. Remind me if I don't do it. If I don't cover it, remind me. Okay. So these are all simple shortcuts. How to grab the DDL, how to get the DML, and you can attach it in an email and send it over to anyone. They can just create this and then execute the insert statements. If somebody is asking you to export data, you can use that export option. Instead of using select, just a CSV, and you will export data in this format. Now I want to show you something here. I want to take a backup of a table. So how do I take a backup? Create table hr.emp_bkp as select star from hr.employees, right? This is how we take a backup, right? Now, what will this do? It will take a backup of this table with all the columns and all the rows. I don't want to take a backup of all the columns and all the rows. I only want to take a backup of employee underscore ID, first underscore name, salary for where employee underscore, only for department ID 60. Department underscore ID equals 60. So this will take a backup of the first employee ID of these 3 columns from this table. So it will take a backup of this table only. So when I execute this, so it says table got created. So I will do select star on this table. So this backup table will only have this data. It's not necessary that you have to take a backup of the entire table every time. You can take a partial backup. Here. This is clear. Simple, very simple. You already know how to take a backup.
Yes.
So far, you were taking a backup like this. You were taking a backup like this. But if you want to take a partial backup, a few columns and few records, you can just put the column names and then the where statement there. Okay, so next thing, let's move on. I'm just showing simple stuff here. Let's do, let me see. Okay, let's not take all columns. Let's take employee underscore ID, first underscore name. Let me take email. Now, I want to have @gmail.com at the end of everybody's email. How would I do that? I want to have @gmail.com at the end of everybody's email. How would I do it?
We can
Update statement.
Abdul, can you please repeat the question?
My question is very simple. I want to see @gmail.com at the end of every email. This is what I want to see.
So basically, it's an append function.
So what should I type here?
No, I think we have to concatenate how we use.
Very good. Very good. So you have to concatenate. This will give me @gmail.com at the end of every email. This is how you can concatenate. Thing I already covered. So concatenation is, you can concatenate 2 columns like this. First underscore name, pipe, last underscore name. Or if you want to concatenate a column with a fixed string. Somebody is joining. Okay, clear? You can concatenate 2 columns, or you can concatenate 2 columns, or you can concatenate a column with a fixed value. Over here, I'm concatenating 2 columns. Over here, I'm concatenating a column with a fixed value for everybody. Okay, or I can put @ also, that, and I can execute. Now I can take this and I can create a mailing list. I can just say compose it. I can send it to all of these people. right? So that's how they send out mailing list. When you sign up on a website or for any service, they will take all of your names, first name, last name, email, phone number, and they will put a concatenation here, and everything will be automated. Right now I'm copy pasting, but I'll show you later how to automate everything. So at the end of the day at 6 p.m. they will send out a mass email saying that we have a sale, 10% sale on this product. Okay, so this is
what is the purpose of that semicolon at the end? So this is basically to facilitate a list for the mail.
Yeah, you're answering your own question, right? See, if you want to send email to more than one person, how do you do it?
Okay.
So, something like this, right? How do you type one email after another email? You have to put a semicolon. Okay, so that's how you can play around with your data. Okay, SQL is nothing but how do I see data in ascending, descending, just the first 3 characters, last 3 characters, everything in uppercase, everything in lowercase. Now I want to see everything in lowercase in email. So what will I do? I'll just type in lower and then do this. This will convert everything into lowercase. It will convert all emails to lowercase. I want to see the first one in uppercase and everything in lowercase. Instead of lower, I will type in init cap. Init cap means the first initial character will be uppercase, everything else will be lowercase. See, everything first one will be uppercase, first one will be uppercase. Is that clear? Now, there is another way of concatenating. You don't need to know that, but I'm going to show you. So you can type in concat first underscore name, last underscore name, and you can put this. This will concatenate your first name and last name, but I never use this in 12 years. I never use this. Why? Because if I want to concatenate another column, I will have to type in concat, and then I will have to type in salary. Okay. This is very difficult. If I want to concatenate 3 columns, I will simply write first underscore name, last underscore name, salary. Sorry, not, I will have to type in pipe. But don't be surprised when you go to work and you see somebody using something like this. This one and this one is the same. This one is much easier. Okay.
So concatenate works only with the 2 column names.
I am using 3, right?
Yeah.
Then why are you saying I can use with only 2?
No, but you are using concatenate twice.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah.
So one concatenate will only work with 2 columns.
Yeah, that's what
it
it
will
meant.
work with 3. So if you have n columns, you will have to use n-1 concatenations. If you're concatenating 10 columns, you will have to use 9 concat. But this is very simple. You don't have to keep a track. Column ends, just put pipe. Column ends, just put pipe. And then over here, you can just type in @ something. This doesn't make sense, but yeah, this is what you can do. So this will add @gmail.com at the end. Okay.
But Abdul, you cannot put space first name, last name with the concatenate function, right?
You can. Why? You can. So you will put, and then you will put first name, last underscore. Have a space here. You can put like this also.
Okay, I got it. And this is just that doesn't change anything in the table. If you want to change it, you're gonna use the update statement for that.
Select will only display. Select will only display data.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But you ask for the how do you want to, this is how you want to see the table.
Yes.
But if you want to make changes in the table, then you're going to use the update statement, and then you're going to use the concatenate after first name.
Yes. If you want to update data, you have to use, if you want to change the data inside the table, you will have to use update statement, and you have to use a commit. If you want to change the structure of the table, like add a new column, drop a column, rename a column, change the data type, stuff like that, and then you'll have to use alter. And for that, you don't need a commit. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something called as, LPAD, RPAD. Suppose I want to add extra zeros on the right side of salary. So you can just type in RPAD salary, comma. This will add extra zeros on the right side. Oh, wait. Why is it acting weird? Try something. First name. Oh, sorry. Invalid identifier means I'm using the wrong column name. Invalid number. RPAD will add something on the right side.
But if you were adding to a number, I mean, or padding a number field, maybe it has to be a number itself also. Or
Yeah, but this is a varchar.
First name, okay. Yeah.
Invalid identifier. Sorry, let me look this up 1 second. Okay, I don't like this. I mean, this is for beginners. I like, oh no, sorry. This website is very good. So if I type in that's what I did, right? LPAD, RPAD, okay. Let's see, LPAD. Invalid identifier. Why does it keep saying? Okay, sorry. Let's start with ltrim. Okay, so let me take employee underscore ID, first underscore name, and let me take salary. So what does ltrim do? It will remove, it will trim. Okay, so in the salary column, I want to remove all the 2 which is coming on the left side. So I will type in ltrim salary 2. So it will remove all the 2's from the left side. See, if there are no 2's, it will not remove that. It will not remove anything. So is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? ltrim, it will remove everything. It will trim everything on the left side. Okay, when I put ltrim salary 1, so it will remove everything, all the ones from the left side. Okay, what happens if if a salary is 1100? Will it remove 1 1 or 2 ones? See, right now I have 13,000, it removed this one. I have 11,000, it will remove both the ones. For example, do you see 1 1? It will remove both the ones. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, if you have 3 consecutive ones in the beginning, they will all be gone.
What is the difference between 2 and 3? When 2 are going, 3 will also go, right?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it could be the whole number if they're all ones. Okay. But they have to be consecutive.
It has to be consecutive. You cannot have 1 0 0 and then 1. No, it will not remove. I don't know if I have an example for that. Oh, see, 1 is there, but it's not on the left side, so it will not remove that. Okay. Now, the opposite of this is rtrim. Okay. It will remove, rtrim will remove all the occurrences of 0 on the right side, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, 5 also. Okay. There are 2 zeros, it removed 2 zeros. There are 3 zeros, it removed all 3 zeros. There are no zeros on the right, did not remove anything. There are no zeros on the right, did not remove anything. Is this clear to everyone? ltrim and rtrim will remove, ltrim and rtrim will remove everything from their respective side. Whether it's 1 occurrence, 2 occurrence, or 5 occurrences, it will remove all of them.
Yeah, but I don't like this function on salary.
Yeah, this function is not good on salary. Maybe if you don't work, they'll do rtrim on your salary. So now the other thing, now let's go to lpad and rpad. It's the opposite of ltrim and rtrim. Okay, so now lpad, I'm going to say, let's use first underscore name, and I will say, let me put 7. See what happens. So Donald has 6 characters in it, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it will add a space to the left side and make it total of 7 characters. Is that clear to everyone? So I said lpad first underscore name 7. So Donald is 6 characters. It will add a value and make it 7. What if it's more than 7 characters? It will delete the records. It will delete the string characters and make it total of 7. So everything in this is 7 characters. If it's 7, it will not add or remove anything.
Abdul, so if we're gonna put the -7, it's gonna delete the, let's say Alexander is gonna delete the A.
I don't know if you can use minus with lpad. No, you cannot use minus with lpad.
So it means that is the lpad only delete from the end, right?
It's not. It doesn't always delete. Okay. It
No,
doesn't.
like if it is, let's say, more than 7,
Yes,
means
it will delete.
It will delete from the end of the word, right?
Yeah. See, for example, Alexander.
Yes.
It will calculate the first 7 characters and just display that.
Okay.
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 And Lex is only 3 characters, so it will add. So everything in this column is 7 characters. How do I know that? Length of first underscore name, it's going to be different, right? Some of them will have Some of them will have 6, 7, 8, 7, 5, 3, 9. But when I calculate the length of this one, it's all going to be 7 characters. You don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all you have to do is length of LPAD first name, comma. Oh, I'm missing a parenthesis. Everybody in this is 7 characters because I'm calculating the length. See, it's all 7. Is that clear? How LTrim? See, LPAD can work as LTrim. Is that clear to you? Is this clear to everyone? LPAD can work as LTrim when it started to trim records, right? Look at this one, Alexander. It trimmed. But LPAD, if it's less than what number you specified, it will add spaces and make it equal to that value. If it's more, it will start trimming. So LPAD can be used as an LTrim also. Same thing with RPAD. Okay. Same thing with RPAD. So let me get rid of this. Take this. Okay. Now, this is LPAD. See, this is RPAD. So this is 6 characters. It added a space on the right side. You cannot tell there's a space. So when you copy this and paste it here, see, there is a space here. Okay. Do not look at this and say this is 6 characters. Okay. Do not look at this and say this is. You look at this and you see 3 characters here, right? But it actually has 7 characters. When you copy this and paste it here, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do not look at it. Do not look at this column and say this is a data type, this is a number or a varchar field. Do not look at this and say there is 6 characters or 7 characters. Do not look at this and say 6 characters. Do not look at this and say 7 characters. This one is going to be 7 characters. You can already tell because if you have 7, it's going to make sure you only display 7. See? But this one, don't say it's 3 characters. It's 7 characters. See? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clear to everyone? So what did we cover today? Substring, in-string, and I showed you how to get the DDL, and then I showed you how to get the DML, then I showed you how to export data, then I showed you LTrim, RTrim, then I showed you LPAD and RPAD, then I showed you concatenation, right? And I showed you concatenation with pipe as well as with the word concat. Is this clear to everyone? Anybody has any question?
Yes, clear.
Abdul, when you do trim, it's gonna cut from the left and right, right?
Yes. If you say LTrim, it will start cutting from the left. If you say RTrim, it will start cutting from the right.
No, I'm saying trim, just a trim. It will cut from the left and right side.
It will cut from left. So, for example, okay, so how did we do trim? So I showed you trim like this, right? L trim, then the salary, and then I said 0. Let's use R trim for this because you won't have 0 on the left side. So what happens now? So it will remove zeros from the right side. Okay. If I put 1, it will remove ones from the right side. What if I don't have anything here? What if I don't have anything here? I don't put 0 or 1 or 2. What happens when I execute this?
Everything is going to be null.
No. It will remove empty spaces if there are any empty spaces. See, if I put 1, it will remove 1 from the right side. If I put 0, it will remove zeros from the right side. If If I don't put anything, if there are empty spaces, it will remove that. Okay. When do we use this? For example, on the website, somebody goes and enters their name as like this, spaces, and then Abdul, and then spaces. So when you get the data, you have to run ltrim and rtrim to remove these empty spaces from the front and back. You don't know, right? On the website, somebody can go and enter space, 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 Abdul, and then space, 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 right? And when the data gets stored into the database, it gets stored like this. We don't want to store. So this ltrim and rtrim is used to clean the data. It's used for data cleansing. Ltrim and rtrim is used for data cleansing. Is that clear to everyone?
So can you use both, like within the same command, like ltrim, then within parentheses rtrim, then parentheses salary?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me create a table. Create table emp underscore 6 or 24. And then I will have emp ID number, emp underscore name, varchar 215. Insert into emp underscore 6 underscore 24 values 1 comma. So one which has spaces on both sides, one only has spaces on the left side. Then I will have one which has spaces only on the right side. Then which has no spaces anywhere. So 4, and I will do not have. So let me do select star on this table. Let's try this. Yeah, I'll explain too, Care. Let me do it on Sunday. I can do it when I'm covering union. Okay. Please, the questions which I'm not answering right away, please make a note of it. If I forget, I'm going to cover that, but forget. Why is there no data in this?
Maybe HR? Imp HR.
6 underscore 24.
Maybe you should put the HR.imp.
No, I'm already in HR schema. I don't need to put. Wait. Did I execute this? Okay, now I have data in this table. This one we can tell that there is spaces in the front. You don't know if there is space at the right. You don't know if there is spaces at the right. If you don't know there is spaces at the right. How do you know there is a space? So there is one way to do it. Select emp ID emp underscore name, then length of emp underscore name from hr.emp underscore 6 underscore 24. So the Abdul is only 5 characters, but why is the length saying 10? Kamrazin is only 6 characters. Why is it saying 8? Irfan is only 5 characters. Why is it saying 7? Sam. So we know for sure that these 3 have spaces either at the right or at the left, or right and left at the same time, right? Now I want to get rid of these spaces. I want to clean this data before somebody is looking at this. So what you can do is you can just type in ltrim, rtrim, and then you can type in emp_name. Okay, this will remove empty spaces from the right and left. How do you know that the spaces got removed from the right side? On the left side, I don't see spaces. How do you know there is no spaces? Simple.
We can put the length before.
Very good. Yeah. So just put a length. No need to. There are 2 ways. One is for everything you do in SQL, there are 2 ways. One is to write a query. One is to do manually. How will I do it manually? I will copy this, paste it here. Then I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there is 1 million records, I'm not going to copy 1 million records and count each one of them, right? So I will write a simple query here. And then I'll execute this. One, 2, 3. So if I have 3 brackets here, I should have 3 brackets at the end. So see, Abdul, Kamran, Irfan, and Sam. So 5, 6, 5, 3. Right? So this column, I do not have any empty spaces. Okay. There is another. So this is one use of ltrim and rtrim, remove empty spaces. What is the other use of ltrim and rtrim? I want to remove. The other use of ltrim and rtrim is remove values. For example, I want to remove all the zeros at the end. I can just type in rtrim salary 0. This will remove all the zeros at the end. One occurrence total. 2 different uses of ltrim rtrim. Remove empty spaces, remove values. We use this a lot because when somebody is sending you data from the front end, for example, you sign up on Bank of America. Okay, and in the email you type in something like this, k.abdul213, something like this, or you type in @gmail.com and then you enter spaces. This is an invalid email, right? So what they will do is they will run ltrim and rtrim and cleanse the data. So your data looks like this. Is this clear? Ltrim, rtrim, lpad, rpad. The uses are.
So let's say if we use the lpad, and then if we put the, let's say then the number is bigger than, let's say, varchar number, so it's going to show us null.
For example,
let's say the varchar number is a 10, but we put the lpad 11. So, and the name is, let's say Ramal is a 5-letter. So if you say that lpad 11, which is more than varchar, it's gonna show like a null, or
no, it will not show as null. So you will say emp_name, and then you say. So for example, I will say 20. Yeah, the varchar was 15, right? What was the varchar for this column? I can either double click and go here and check, or I'll do something which you guys don't like to do. So I'll query the table. Select star from all
tabs columns
where table_name equals emp_6_24. This will give me all the data types and the lengths and everything. So the length, this is varchar 15, right? So let me put 20 here. Okay, so it will add 15 spaces on the left side and make it 20 characters. It will add 14 spaces on the left side and make it 20 characters. It will add, oh wait, there was already some spaces in the, this is not a good example. But you get, so if you put 20, it will make sure that you have 20 characters in total.
So the varchar is only for the, let's say, data that we insert, but LPAD can make it like a let's say the number that we put inside the data. Let's say like if we say 35, it's gonna make 35 space or 20 space more than varchar, right?
Yeah, actually.
See, right now this is the value, right? This is the value. So how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? This is the value. If I put LPAD 20, it will add, how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 values, right? So if I put 20, so it will add 10 more spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it will make sure that it's a total of 20 characters. You're not convinced.
Thank you.
Are you clear, or should I show this again?
It's clear.
Are you
It's
sure?
clear.
Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
LPAD means it will pad spaces. It will add spaces. Okay. Suppose if you're suppose you already have.
So I think there is a difference between modify or update and LPAD, because in case of modify, you are modifying or updating the value itself, but in case of padding, you are just, it's just like cosmetics. You are just adding, which probably won't stay there, which doesn't alter the actual value of the field.
There is nothing in common between update and LPAD. One is displaying data with extra values added. Update is a DML.
Yeah, that's
a select.
Right. So that's why that condition won't apply. That what is the length of the field? That's what I'm trying to get at.
See, I have Abdul here. Okay, 5 characters, and I said LPAD 20. So what it will do is it will add 15 spaces. Then it will make it Abdul. Here, this is, it will convert this to it. But if I said LPAD column name comma 3, it will make it ABD. Whatever you put after LPAD, it makes the value of the columns equal to that value. If I make it 20, and if it's only less 5, it will add 15 spaces. If I put LPAD comma 3, it will make sure that all the values is 3 characters only.
Right. Yes, understood. So what I'm trying to say that when you are using LPAD or RPAD, there is no consideration of the what the length is set when you define the column. Like if it's 15 characters, it's supposed to be 15 characters, 20 characters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Whatever you put after LPAD, it's going to make sure that all the columns, all the values in that particular column will become uniform. Like all of them will have 15 characters. Some values could be bigger than 15, then it will only have 15. Some values will be less than 15, so it will make sure that it becomes 15 by adding. So if you put LPAD comma, so for example, if you put LPAD column name comma 10, and let's put it 5. And if you have something like Sam, this one will become, Sam will become 1, 2, and then Sam. Now, if you had something like Alexander, now Alexander will lose out because it will only display ALEX. Okay. It will only display. It's less than. So now this one and this one will be the same length now. If it's less, it will add. If it's more, it will deduct. So lpad can act like ltrim, because in this case it is trimming for this one, right? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, it's clear, but the only thing what I was saying is, let's say for this particular column name, we have specified the length, as let's say varchar to 10, right? So if you are doing lpad, let's say 12, so that value of 10 has no bearing on this function.
Okay, what do you want to have varchar here? 10?
Yeah, let's set it to 10.
Okay, please tell me what values to insert here. Okay, can you give me a value to enter here?
Yeah, we can say, okay, I mean, let's say Kamran.
Okay, give me another value.
Or we can say Masood.
Okay, now what should I put here?
Let's make it something which will exceed 10. 7.
7 will exceed 10.
No, actually, well, we have to include. Okay, make it 15.
This has nothing to do with this.
Okay, so basically that's.
So it will add 9 spaces on the left side and make this as 15 characters.
Okay.
The example you gave me is both of them are 6 characters.
Yeah, so that was the original question. I don't know who was asking, but anyway.
So I will put in 4 comma. So I put 15. So it will make all of these columns as length 15. If it's 6 characters, it will add 9 spaces. It is 3 characters, it will add 12 empty spaces. If it's 9, it will add 6. If it's 6, whatever it is, it will minus from this one. It had this one has nothing to do. Ignore that one. Whatever the value is, it will minus from this and it will add. That is all it's going to do.
Irfan, so the confusion, I understand why do you have a confusion. So the varchar number is for the table itself, but when we say that lpad, it's just a view. So when we make like the you see it's the extra column. We just show that like a Kamran is a 20 character. It doesn't have any relation with the varchar itself. I also had a confusion about that, but when Abdul explained, I understood that. So varchar is about the table itself. LPAT can be any number that you can put, is more than varchar number or less than varchar number.
Yes, okay, got it, Ramil. Thank you.
Is this clear to everyone? So LPAD, RPAD, LTRIM, RTRIM, and that's all we covered, right? So so you should know all of these. Okay, you should know all of these on the left side, and then you have some more here. Where is that? These ones also. Okay, let me show this one more thing here. Suppose if you have this data, so you have 4 Alexander 400 twice, 3 Sam 300 twice. If you do not want to display, listen to what I'm saying. If you do not want to display, this will not delete duplicates. If you do not want to display, then just select distinct star from LPAD example. So it will get rid of duplicates only while displaying the data. You get rid of this distinct, it will again show duplicates. Is that clear? You do not want to see. You do not want to see duplicates. This is what it will do. A very important interview question is, which they ask in every interview, is how do you remove the duplicate? How do you delete duplicate values? So they will say, I want to keep 1 4 Alexander 400 and delete this, or I want to keep 1 3 Sam 300 and delete this. So we will cover that later.
So basically, when you say duplicate, it has to be duplicate for each field, or just one column value duplicate.
How can
the whole record has to be duplicate?
What does duplicate mean? Same, same, right? Everything should be same, right? Only then it's called a duplicate.
Okay. Not just okay. That's fine.
So please go through all of these. For now, just go through all of these. We covered select, distinct, where, and or not, order by, insert into null values, update, delete. Top doesn't work. It works in SQL Server. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
So I have this here, and if I insert some more data into this table, insert into P, so insert P. So if I say select top one, it will only display the first row. If I say 2, it will display the top 2 rows. If I say 3, it will display the top 3 rows. This table only has 3 rows. So this is how it works in SQL Server. Okay, and there is nothing called as dual here. Like in Oracle, you have dual, right? There is nothing called as dual here. Okay, it says invalid object name dual. In this one, you cannot have varchar. Oracle SQL Server, you do not have varchar2. You only have varchar. In SQL Server, you do not have number. You only have integer. Okay, and you do not have substr here. You have something called as convert. Okay, there's slight differences. Okay, over here you do not have all underscore tables. You have something called as, oh, actually already have this. You have something called as information underscore schema dot table. So it will give you all the tables, and then you have something called as columns. And so all tab columns, you don't have that. You have, so it will give you which table has which column, what is the data type, something similar. Is that clear? So 5 minutes left. Anybody has any questions? I'll show you one small thing here, and then we can end the class. So you have emp underscore name. This will display all employee names. Then you also have something called as a replace function. You will say replace A with X. It will replace A with X. It will replace A with X. Is that clear?
Can it be one to many? Let's say you are replacing X A with more than 2 characters, 3 characters. Doesn't matter. Okay. So basically, it's a string function. Okay.
It will only take AM and replace it. The other A, it has to be A and M, for example, over here. Is the replace function clear? So the top function doesn't work in Oracle. So if you go, sorry, it's still on my work laptop. Okay, select top one, won't work because it's not an Oracle function. It works on SQL Server. So anyways, please go through all of these. So select distinct where and or not order by, insert into null values, update, delete, select top, min, max, like, wildcards, in, between, aliases. Okay, this is very important. One interview question for sure between joins. So somebody was asking to-char function. I will show when we do union. Group by and having very important. Insert into I showed yesterday. Case and decode I will show. You will not create a database. You will not drop the database, obviously. This is all done by the DBA. Create a database, drop database, backup database. Create table, drop table, alter table. Constraints I'm going to show on Saturday. So so please read about constraints on Saturday, and Sunday I will do. Saturday I will do constraints all of these constraints as well as joins. So read about constraints and joins. Okay. And then Saturday I will do constraints and joins. Sunday I will do group by and having. So probably, and Sunday I will do views as well. Okay. So probably Sunday we will be done with 90% of SQL. 95% of SQL. Okay. So that's it. I have 2 minutes. Any questions? Okay, you guys can still go through all the 10 recorded sessions I gave from the previous batch. But if you don't have any questions, just read about constraints and joins before the next class. Okay. I'll see you guys on Saturday from 10 to 1 PST. That will be 1 to 4 in EST and 12 to 3 CST. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Turab çıx.
Rami. Rami buradadır. Rami. Neyinirsiniz? Qoşulursunuz?
Hələ sən səhvsən ne deyirəm bə? Böyle Zoom-a qoşulmaq olar, ayaq üstə dayanamırıq biz.
Məsələn.
Nargilə, zadı 2 bilib ayaq üstə dayanamırıq.
Turaba
Rekord
bak
edir
asıska
ya,
pendirme.
sən- Ha rekord edir.
Allah.
Telefondan zəf vur. Telefonla zəf vurum da bak.
Nə?
Ay rekord edir, telefonla zəf vurum da ya.
Adı boy ver telefonla zengin.
Kimdir orada?
Ama bak asıska pendirme paylaş.